Ready? Okay, this is the spool from the side density valve. It's partially blocked, not completely. We're going to use this wire here to clean it out. And I'm going to check it from both sides. And then if we hold it up to the light, you should be able to see through it now.
Yep.
See it?
Yep.
Okay, good. All right. We're going to use a lint-free cloth to wipe it off and put it back into the bore. It's kind of best to rotate it. And then we're going to test it using our spring, which is all we really should need. Now, it's still not moving as smoothly as it should, so we're going to try our... That's how smooth it should go, but because we have that varnish buildup, we're probably not going to get the performance we would get from a new clean valve. Alright, now we're going to check the metering orifice in the body. It doesn't appear to be blocked. It isn't. We put our two small rings back into the removable section of the valve body. We put our large O-ring into the recess on the main valve body, as such. And then place the spring back in the spool. Line the body back up. Hold it with your thumb, grasping it tight so that the O-rings don't get out of position, and then put two of the bolts in by hand, and then run them in with the Allen. About 35 foot-pounds is adequate for torque if you want to torque it. Typically, from Valemaster, they're over torqued, so don't be surprised if you have to use a little extra muscle to get it loose. Now at this point, the adjustment on this valve may or may not be correct. The valve is adjusted this way. When you make adjustments, you want to do it in 1/8 of a turn maximum increments. And there's a couple conditions where you do not want to make adjustments nor look at the valve or the gauge readings on the side density valve or the main bailing pressure. You don't want to look at that if you're running very light throughput, material flow. You know, if you're normally doing 4 bales an hour, don't check this when you're doing a 1/2 bale an hour, because you're going to have bleed back through this valve and you're not going to have an accurate adjustment. You may adjust it and then find you have a ram stall condition when you get back to full throughput. Secondly, you do not want to make the adjustment right after a tie, because when the ram goes that extra 9 inches forward, that void has to get made up on the first 3, maybe 4 strokes of the new bale, and you're never going to have your normal bailing pressures because you've got that blank space to make up. Your typical first stroke might be only 400 to 600 pounds, second might be 6 to 1,000, third might be 1,200 or thereabouts, and then you'll get back up to your ideal pressure of between 17 and 1,800. And that's as tight as we go for these, and that concludes the procedure for cleaning the side density valve. Now, the bad part about this procedure is it's fairly easy to do, a little messy, but if you've got dirty oil, high particulate count, you may have to do it 10 times, because you may clean something out and then there's some particulate in the line in either the flow control valve or the check valve that's going to get in that valve and plug it up again. But it's not uncommon to have to do it that many times. Thank you. That's it.